Yellow creature gobbles dots while being pursued through maze by monsters.
This is Pac-Man, one of the superstar video games in the business. Here, you must eat Energizers and Pac-Men before they eat you. Eating Energizers will give you the ability, for a short time, to eat Pac-Men.
The beginning of 2025 marks the 45th anniversary of this ghost pellet eating yellow ball. We're talking about Pac-Man, who made his debut in May 22nd of 1980. And he has had multiple game entries, collectibles, merch, and even TV shows. He has even brawled with Mario in Super Smash Bros. Pac-Man is a legendary video game character who has been cemented in our pop culture. No matter who you are, if you're a gamer or not, you recognize who Pac-Man is. With that being said, I wanted to revisit my favorite Pac-Man game that's come out when I was a kid, that being Pac-Man World 2. See, Pac-Man World 2 was released back in the Xbox, PS2, and Nintendo GameCube all the way back in 2000. Golly. It was also a sequel to the PlayStation 1 game that came out back in 1999, which got a remaster on the Switch, PS4, PS5, and the Xbox series. Hopefully we get the rest of the trilogy on the newer consoles, because I think Repac did pretty decent, and it was pretty nice. The updated graphics, it helped it out quite a lot. It was a little clunky, which this game also has some of that, but we'll get into that later. The way how I came about this game, it was almost an accident. I really wasn't meant to get it. It's just, I actually went to GameStop and we were there actually to talk about like Halo 2, which was like, they just released it. You had the billboards of like Master Chief and all that stuff. And my dad was like, you know what, since we're in the game store, why don't you look around and see what you can find? I didn't know who the Pac-Man character was. I was looking around and then my dad pointed it out. He's like, hey, wait a minute, this is Pac-Man. I grew up with it, with at least the arcade machines. Get this so you can play it. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. And, you know, I trusted him and I ended up getting it. And I had a blast with this game. This was really fun. Although I will say, as you can see in the back, there's the case, which we'll get a look at it more. I never got a chance to look at the Xbox original case. I always had the platinum hits. I looked around in stores. I even looked around online and I could not find the original case. Maybe the Xbox version only got the platinum hits, or it's just the normal set like version of it is just that rare. That I really don't know. I've been trying to find out for myself. Man, I'm gonna be saying Pac-Man a lot in this video. Imagine taking shots every time I said that. So what's the story of this game? Well, it starts off with the ghosts Blinky, Inky, Pinky, and Clyde doing ghoulish activities at Pac-Land. During their night crawling activities, they see a tree in the middle of Pac-Land filled with golden fruits hanging, and well, they decide to steal it. However, by doing that, they unleash an evil being that's been locked away for hundreds and hundreds of years called Spooky. See, Spooky was an evil ghost that attacked Pac-Land. A wizard named the Great Wizard Pac collected 5 fruits and turned them into gold. Those golden magical fruits were used by a knight, Sir Pac-a-Lot. With the golden fruits at his disposal, Sir Pac-a-Lot locked away Spooky under the tree in Pac-Land. Since Spooky's been free, he commands the ghost to attack the Pac people in order to basically carry out his revenge. I mean, that's a pretty deep plot, even for a Pac-Man game, I'd say. But before we get any further, let's get to the game case. Okay, so here's the game case. It says Xbox up there, platinum hits. Again, can never find the original. Don't know if that's just for Xbox. Pac-Man World 2 right there, the title. And it looks like he's being chased by like some fish piranhas and he's like ice skating. I never noticed that. But anyways, let's move it to the back. Right here it says the Ghost Gang strikes again. And right here we have 3 images of the game. Looking real nice. The game does say 6 worlds, over 20 levels to explore. Play a variety of arcade games, traditional and 3D Pac mazes, new skills, explore stages in the new Pac sub, and new mechanics like the shimmy and kickflip. Alright, opening it up, we have the disc right there. And this is my favorite thing, the manual. The manual in this case is hefty, it's thick, gorgeous. It tells you how to 100% the game, the world map, and multiple things like levels, game mechanics. It's all there. Lots of detail to read over as you're a kid. I mean, perfect manual. I love this. But anyways, that will do it for the game case. So the game is structured around 6 worlds, or I guess you can say 6 sections. You basically navigate yourself through each level, defeating certain enemies, collecting items until you make it to the ending of the level. Kind of your typical 3D platformer. Those worlds are called the Forest, which is my favorite, Treetops, Snow Mountains, Lava, Ocean, and Ghost Island. There is a level called Pac Village, and I would say it's almost like a hub area. You can actually complete it just by crossing the gate. Each level has a set of collectibles and power-ups that you can use to defeat enemies around you and the 5 bosses that the game offers. You have your traditional Pac Dots, the fruits, the Namco tokens, which we'll explain later on, a shrink power-up, a power pellet which helps Pac-Man eat the ghosts once they turn blue, and a steal ability which is helpful against fire and when you need to get other collectibles that are underwater. Now with all that being said, Pac-Man himself does have some abilities that he can use to defend himself. First is the Rev Roll. It's basically a charger that you can use to dash forward, very similar to how Sonic does his spin dash. You do have his backflip kick, and of course lastly, the most powerful arsenal under Pac-Man's belt, the voluptuous
butt bounce.
With the butt bounce, you basically eviscerate anything that you drop that pack into enemies. Now, I didn't want to forget the mechanics of the game. You basically have some switches. Some are colored in green, orange, and blue. The green ones allow you to move through platforms and make items appear. The orange ones are used multiple times and activate the power-ups. The blue ones activate another blue switch, and once you activate it, well, it kind of leads you into a surprise. At the same time, you do have some chests and crates. You do butt bounce on them. You also have the chests, which have a image of the fruit, and you have to collect that fruit first before you're able to open that chest. And then lastly, you have the Pac Dot chains. The Pac Dot chains appear sometimes when you activate the switches. Now, once you jump into them, it basically navigates Pac-Man throughout the level, making you get through like sections quicker. Or if you had to collect an item and instead of going all the way back doing it all over again, you can activate that and it takes you directly towards your next destination. Now, unlike previous games where you fully lose after being attacked once, in this game you have 3 health wedges, which looks like a ball of cheese. What? You can also pick up lives that are basically shaped like the classic Pac-Man. Now, in terms of the game's difficulty, honestly, I feel like it's really well balanced up until you get to the lava level. And that's where one of my complaints start coming in. See, for some reason, when you're jumping on these pillars and you don't land perfectly on them, instead of lifting yourself up and be able to, okay, you're on it, let's jump to the next one, he just crosses his arms like this and just sits there accepting his fate. For some damn reason, I don't know why. I had 17 lives and I ended up with 3 in the lava level, which by the way, Blinky. His boss battle also took a jump in difficulty. And I get it, it's a 3D platformer, it's bound to get more difficult. But dude, I lost so many healths again. I was left with like 1. Maybe I just need to get good. Probably that's what it is. No. Lastly, one of the complaints that I have with this game is that once you're reaching the ending, the levels tend to drag on a lot. See, there's in the ocean level a submarine section, which you actually pilot a submarine. And that's pretty cool. However, it drags. Normally a Pac-Man level takes around like, I don't know, like 5 to 10 minutes maybe. But this took around like 20 minutes. It's just long, and to get a checkpoint, it drags on it, and so when you die, you gotta restart all the way back. They do that a lot in the ocean and in the ghost level, or in the ghost world level, I would say. Aside from all the negative stuff, when you complete a mission, you can replay it again, and it turns into a time trial. It replaces all the fruits and the pack pellets into bonus little time blocks, I guess you could say. Another bonus is when you're playing the game and you collect a Galaxy token, you get transported into the maze mode, and it turns the stage into a maze, having you play it in a classic Pac-Man style by collecting all the Pac Dots, all before the ghosts try to get you. And last but not least, we have the Namco coins, which I mentioned way earlier. These you collect throughout the level, and once you have a certain amount, you go to the museum in the Pac Village, and it unlocks the arcade games of Pac-Man. So you have the original Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, and Pac-Attack, each designed with their own cabinet, which is pretty awesome. I've moved around so much in my chair. I think I've lost like my spot. But whatever. Despite, of course, this game not being perfect, it's still really fun. I would say I actually barely played the 3rd and final installment of the World Trilogy, but I would like to get to that. But man, 45 years in the gaming world, and you're still going. Granted, Pac-Man I wouldn't say is as massive as he was before, but we're still getting some awesome games, and I'm sure for this 45th anniversary, Bandai Namco has to come up with something. I just have a feeling. Maybe some more merchandise, some figurines, some remasters of certain games, a sequel, a 4th Pac-Man World will be great. That would be awesome. Overall, the game is really fun. If you'd like to enjoy a 3D platformer that's, I wouldn't say it's not as clunky. It's fairly decent. There are some little frustrations, but it's fairly short. I mean, you can complete this game in around like 5 to 7 hours. So it's not going to take much of your time. And if you enjoy like Pac-Man a lot, I definitely go for it. That will do it for the video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below. What is your favorite Pac-Man game? What got you into Pac-Man? Would you like to see more Pac-Man games further on in the future? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time, okay? Bye.